witches, how you doing today? We are coming back to you with another video where we're going to talk about those, those lists, the signs that you might be a witch. I have some opinions that I felt like sharing about that, so we're going to have a chat. For those of you who are new around here, my name is Taya. Welcome to the channel where we talk about all things witchcraft. And for those of you who are returning viewers, maybe coming in from another video, welcome back. Thank you so much for the support. It's really appreciated. And all of you, please consider subscribing. It's a great way to help us build the channel. All right. So you see it all the time, right? In fact, I've even done them. Posts and videos listing all the signs that you might be a witch. And basically it's a list of experiences, attributes, beliefs that you might have, which would indicate that you may in fact be a witch. And they're made in good fun, sometimes tongue firmly in cheek, and they're really more for entertainment than any factual reckoning of what it means to be a witch. And I think those of us in the witchcraft community may understand the nuance of these lists, but what about the legitimately wondering people out there who are like, I don't know, might I be a witch? First, I have to digress because there's one thing that really concerns me on a few of these lists I've seen lately. Many times these lists that I've seen have had items that might also be associated with declining mental health. So things like seeing spirits or hearing otherworldly voices, and I worry that someone might forgo reaching out for proper psychiatric assessment in lieu of thinking it's actually a sign that they're called to witchcraft. So if you are having any sort of auditory or visual hallucinations, please, you need to explore the psychiatric before the spiritual, or at least explore the psychiatric in conjunction with exploring the spiritual. And I say this as somebody who has a rich history in my family of schizophrenia and all sorts of related disorders. And you need to get that stuff checked out, okay? It's really important that you get those assessments done and you get the supports in place to help you deal with. And you can definitely incorporate that with your spirituality, but you need to be under proper psychiatric care as well. Anyways, I digress. I have another worry, and this is a little more general, right? I've read many a list which never really, to me, they didn't relate to me or my life experiences at all. The signs that they had listed, maybe I related to them, but I already had a mundane reason or explanation for it. And again, consider the legitimately curious bystander. And are we losing their interest because they don't fit any of the signs? Because here's the deal. At the end of the day, let's look at how we know if someone is really a witch. There's only one true sign that someone is a witch. They practice witchcraft. And witchcraft practices are as varied as they come. There is no universal experience, attribute, or belief that defines what a witch is, other than that they do witchcraft. Even the definition of what is witchcraft varies by tradition, by practitioner. It's probably easier to list the things that are not required than to list what is required to be a witch. So let's give it a go. You're not required to work with deity. Many do, but it's not a requirement. You're not required to be a part of a specific tradition. You can work as, solitary. You're not required to do spirit work. Many of us do, many of us don't. You're not required to do ancestral veneration. You're not required to do divination. You're not required to perform operative magic. You can be just as valid of a witch if you spend your time doing divination and talking to spirits. You're not required to work with nature and the natural landscape. There are plenty of witches who work out of old grimoires and focus more in that direction. So there is no one thing that is required to be a witch. What is required is that you do some combination of those things. And, more importantly, that you personally define it as witchcraft. You could do some combination. You meet people all the time and you're like, oh my God, girl, you are so witchy. And they're like, no, I'm not a witch. But they do things on that list. And I'm sure there's tons more to that list, so don't come at me in the comments about, well, you missed this, this, and this. Like, it's just a quick list, right? There's tons more that could be part of your practice. Or could not be part of your practice. So, I guess all of this is to say, if you're really interested in witchcraft, in becoming a witch yourself, don't worry about the you might be a witch if list. Start learning and studying and build your personal practice and just do it and be the witch that you want to be and define it as witchcraft, and boom, there it is. I don't know. Do you agree with me? Yeah, feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about all that. And yeah, that's our video for today. We'll catch you in the next one. Mwah! Thanks so much, you guys.